Yes. His voice alone.
It's time for Sports Sound Off.
Welcome to Sports Sound Off. I'm your host, Garrett Gordon. Phil Aldridge is on vacation, so you're stuck with just me today. And that being said, we're going to try something a little bit different. I know new things are scary, but don't worry. If you absolutely hate this new format, it's going right back to the old way next week. For now, it's time to talk Husker football because it's mid-July, and the state of Nebraska has already devolved into a subhuman state while impatiently waiting for football season. So let's get excited for watch lists and media days.
You know what the battle we go through life. We ask for a chance is fair. Chance to equal our stripe. Chance to do it there. We should win. Let it be by the code. Faith and honor held high. We should lose. Stand by the road. Cheers when winners go by. Day by day. We get better and better. We can't beat me. Won't beat me.
Now that you're all excited for a little football, let's talk about what's actually happening in the world of college football. It's the great PR battle for the hearts and minds of football writers. That's right, it's watch list season. Interestingly enough, anywhere but college sports, being on a watch list is a bad thing. See, if I change this to a cool airline picture, the connotation is suddenly much different. You're suddenly not a great football player, you're possibly a terrorist, which is one of the things that makes watch list season so confusing. The Huskers actually have several players that manage to land on various assortments of watch lists. Mornay Pearsonell is on the Horning watch list. Tommy Armstrong is on the Maxwell Award watch list. Malik Collins is on the Nagurski, Outland, Bednarik, and Superman with the Husker jersey watch lists. Only one of those is an award I made up. That seems like a big honor for these players, but being named to a watch list is only slightly more impressive than managing to win the Super Bowl in the latest Madden on All-Pro. Yeah, it's nice that you won the Super Bowl, but basically everyone can do that. My nephew is barely 10, and he won multiple Super Bowls on All-Pro. If you don't play on All Madden, it doesn't count. Much like watch lists don't really start meaning anything until they start cutting down the qualifiers in the season. There are 88 players on the Nagurski list. There's only 128 Division I football teams. Making that list basically means enough so that somebody knows your name. Now that sounds kind of harsh, so let me backtrack just a tad. Watch lists taken individually might be a little pointless. However, there are some conclusions you can draw from the wider view. Basically, the more players you have on watch lists, the more likely it is you have good talent, or at least recognized talent. The other college football piece of business is media days. Big Ten media days kick off in less than 20 days. That means It's almost time to hear tons of athletes give quotes straight from a random cliche generator. It's also our first chance to talk with Mike Riley at a Big Ten Media Day. And whether it's fair or not, Riley is still in that job interview phase with the fans. They're still anxious to hear what he has to say about the team, his philosophy, and really just anything about him. Husker fans are insane. They'll take anything, Mike. You can literally talk about anything, like maybe your favorite hobby.
Probably my number one thing is I like to read, and I just read. I have a few authors, you know, so I have a book going, and sometimes it takes me a long time because I just read it at night before I go to sleep, and so it's the last thing I do. Maybe I get through a couple pages. I tell my wife it's like I have an ongoing movie going on.
Husker fans love that. They now know that Mike Riley has apparently never heard of pausing a movie, because watching a movie and pausing it before sleep is much more like watching a movie than reading a book. In fact, send your suggestions for movies that Mike Riley should watch to @GarrettGordon on Twitter. I'll try and pass those along. But Husker fan is not satisfied. They want more. Mike, what are some of your other hobbies?
I've always kind of thought my job was, I'd never felt like I've gone to work. You know, I really like what I do. So watching football film for me is fun. I like studying it. I like talking about it with our coaches.
Yeah, breaking down game film is spectacularly fun. Who doesn't enjoy that? So maybe Riley's hobbies aren't the most entertaining thing ever. It does show that he's as football obsessed as this entire fan base. However, it makes me a tad bit concerned for media days. Riley is, by all accounts, a really nice guy. I found him to be exceedingly polite and great to deal with over the past few months. However, I think he could probably amp up his presentation. I'm not saying he needs to become a new person or put together a laser light show for his media day's entrance, although that would be awesome. I'm just saying it's one thing he could learn from Bo Pelini. Now wait, hold up. Don't get angry just yet. I'm not saying I want Mike Riley to deal with the media like Bo. I'm not even saying I want that goofy laugh at the end of his jokes or the antagonistic stare downs. I'm just saying Pelini was good at keeping things interesting. Sure, they were interesting in a running of the bulls, is that guy crazy in the street, is he going to survive kind of way, but they were entertaining nonetheless. Just in case you forgot how mesmerizing his tirades were, here's a few to help you remember.
Hey, Bo, what impressed you most about Taylor tonight?
You watch the game. You figure it out, huh? What do you think?
I thought he put in a lot of points.
Mm-hmm. So do I, especially considering that, you know, the articles and things you did everything you could to rattle the guy.
Who did?
You. I read your article Friday.
Do you think Taylor would have been able to do what he
I'm
did?
done with you. Let's get somebody who asks a question that's worth answering.
Can we talk about Iowa, please? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, Brian, but we got a short week, and we have a long time after Friday to go into the what ifs and a lot of other things. But my focus right now is on Iowa.
If they want to fire me, go ahead.
What I watched was a mentally weak football team, a bad football team.
Get Dan Beebe in here. Get him in here. The BCS. That's why they made that call.
You guys have chose to make a story of it all year. It's impacted our football team. I don't apologize for what I've done. I don't apologize to you. I don't apologize to anybody, myself or this staff. Our record since I've been here speaks for itself.
I just got chills. That was amazing and terrifying. And okay, I see why some people would rather not have their head coach become the dictionary picture for loose cannon. Although you have to admit, he looks right at home next to the words. Here's to hoping that he continues to give us fantastically televisable moments like these. But I've digressed a little too far. We're talking about Mike Riley and his press conference acumen needing a little boost. And it's not just that he doesn't have anything interesting to talk about. Listen to this crazy story about how his father ended up coaching in Idaho.
My dad was my biggest influence in what I'm doing today, for sure, because I grew up when he was a high school coach, in the locker room, on the bus, on the sidelines, and I really, you know, he taught history, and he coached football, basketball, and baseball at a small high school in Idaho. And he hitchhiked from Alabama to get to the University of Idaho and ended up not having enough money to go home, so he just stayed and got his high school coaching job there.
Wait, what? His dad just decided to hitchhike from Alabama to Idaho, didn't budget his funds correctly, and decided to just hang out there and coach high school football? That's possibly the craziest thing I've ever heard. Why Idaho? Why not basically anywhere else? And what a strange time period that was. There's no way that would happen now. With cell phones and internets, no one's going to get stuck in Idaho and start a completely new life. So clearly, he has some interesting stories. And if the football team is doing great, nobody is going to care about his entertainment factor. But please, just for the media's sake, it would be very nice if he could chew out a random reporter for a petty reason, just for old time's sake. Well, that's enough about Mike Riley and the impending football season. We switch gears to some tales from the Summer League hardwood after a quick word from the people that make this program possible.
Outstanding performance, incredible luxury. Sign and drive a new 2015 Q50 all-wheel drive, leased for only $389 a month. Infinity of Omaha. Exit at 180th and Dodge, or go to infinityofomaha.com.
This July, the more you buy,
the more you save with Renewal by Anderson.
Belinda here in front of another beautiful Renewal by Anderson home. It's like Christmas in July with these savings.
For a limited time, buy 5 windows, save $1,000. Buy 9 windows, save $2,000. Plus flexible finance options to fit anyone's budget.
Just sit back, relax, and let the experts do all the work. Pam, how do you love your new windows?
We love our new windows.
Renewal by Anderson. We love our new windows.
Hey, this Independence Day, we know you want to save. Well, here's your chance. Get Independence Day savings at the Bedding Company. Save big on bedding throughout the store. Get huge Serta savings. Save up to $1,000 when you purchase select Serta iSeries and iComfort mattress sets with Motion Foundation. And ask about special interest-free financing. Get Independence Day savings at the Bedding Company today.
The Endurance International Group is a leading provider of cloud-based platform solutions. As our company grows, technical knowledge is essential. We have found that ITT tech grads are equipped to prosper in our industry.
Make a choice that can make a difference. Financial aid is available for students who qualify. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web. ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
Progressive Insurance here, and I'm a fox who thrives on the unexpected. Ha ha! Shall we dine? You wouldn't expect an insurance company to show you their rates and their competitors' rates, but that's precisely what we do. Going up? Nope. Coming down. And if you switch to Progressive today, you could save an average of over $500. Stop it. So call me today at the number below. Or is it above? Dismount! Oh, and he sticks the landing.
Outstanding performance, incredible luxury. Sign and drive a new 2015 QX60 all-wheel drive, leased for only $499 a month. Infinity of Omaha. Exit at 180th and Dodge, or go to infinityofomaha.com. Now, the Sports Sound Off Play of the Week, brought to you by Twin Peaks.
John Lynch can do basically anything he wants. He was at a kickball event for charity recently, and he proved himself to be the most dominant kickball player on planet Earth and possibly the known galaxy. His first kick lands a couple counties away, but they say it's foul because, well, they're confused at how far he kicked it. So the next kick, he annihilates to the point I believe he broke the space-time continuum. That ball actually landed next week. It clearly won whatever game they were playing because Lynch is incapable of losing. And this also makes me wonder, how good is Lynch at other recess sports? Do you think he dominates Foursquare and tetherball just as much? I bet he does treetop constantly in Foursquare. Kind of seems like that would be his move. Welcome back to Sports Sound Off. Marshawn Lynch is the best. Seriously, the best. And I refuse to listen to any opinions on the contrary. Now it's time to switch into a different gear. It's time to talk a little hoops, specifically NBA Summer League hoops. The Las Vegas portion of Summer League kicked off a few days ago, and there's several local players looking to earn a spot on an NBA roster or maybe some more playing time. One of those players is Doug McDermott. I'm assuming everyone watching this show is familiar with his work. We spent most of his college career dedicating open love letters to him, thinly disguised as Creighton coverage. The former National Player of the Year and reigning greatest player in Jay's history is trying to battle back from an injury-plagued first season with the Bulls, and he looked very sharp in his first game back. He had all of his old tricks working. The floater, the quick post inside, the step-back jumper, and the transition three. They were all finding the bottom of the net. He also showed an improved finishing touch in traffic. His Game 2 results weren't quite as flashy, but he did get the job done. In the two games combined, he poured in 31 points and 6 boards. After the first game, he talked about his adjustment to his new head coach, Fred Hoiberg.
You know, it's a good start. You know, we got Coach Hoiberg here, so we're all trying to get used to the system, and you know, it's a good debut for all of us. You know, we're all getting comfortable with each other, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Former Husker standout Taryn Petaway is in a much different situation. He's still trying to earn an NBA contract. The former Nebraska swingman went undrafted, but he was picked up by the Atlanta Hawks for Summer League purposes. And in his first game, he showed some flashes of what he can become. He poured in 11 points, and he contributed in just about every category. Most importantly, he managed to shoot 50% from the field, and that's the stat that's the most important stat. Petaway's biggest problem in college was his shot selection. Some of it was a result of his team needing him to carry nearly the entire scoring load. However, there were definitely times where he hoisted up ill-advised shots. A good showing during Summer League with this new and improved shot selection would go a long ways towards earning him a pro contract. I still think he probably finds a way to at least land on a D-League team with a real shot of getting called up as a 3-and-D project. And those guys make a lot of money these days, and they're very helpful for their teams. Now, there is another player with local ties that's trying to find his way into the NBA via Summer League, and that's Justin Carter. The former Creighton guard is on the Phoenix Suns Summer League roster. Carter's career took him overseas after being undrafted in 2010. He's played in Slovakia and Turkey most recently. Carter's developed into an all-around guard who can score, rebound, and defend. However, the Suns really haven't used him much in the early going. He didn't get in the game at all during the first game, and he didn't play until the very end of his second game. He did make an immediate impact, though. When he got in the game, he nailed a three, then he picked up an assist, and it was in very limited minutes. Carter's a long shot to make the team, but Creighton fans have seen players bounce around the European leagues and D-League before and then finally stick in the league. Anthony Tolliver took a similar path to his career, so there's still hope he can impress someone enough to earn at least a look in the D-League. Now, the Summer League is not only home to serious basketball, it's also home to surreal experiences. During Doug McDermott's first NBA game, a bizarre set of events happened to create a magically awkward television moment. It all began with the announcing crew inviting John Malkovich, of all people, to be interviewed during the game. And we quickly discovered that color analyst Reggie Miller is a really big Malkovich fan.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. We are joined by John Malkovich.
This is going to be so good.
John
Be careful. Be careful
NBA
here.
fan. We spotted you yesterday on the sideline. You were watching with great intensity. Who were you here to see?
Well, yesterday it was Willie Cauley-Stein. I really wanted to see.
And there's already so much to unpack here. First, why does Reggie need us to be careful? What is so dangerous about interviewing John Malkovich? And Willie Cauley-Stein? Out of all the people to see at Summer League, that's who Malkovich is there to see? But overall, not too strange yet. It's not strange just yet. They talk about basketball for a little bit. Malkovich is apparently a massive NBA fan. Who knew? But, well, what happens next? This exchange right here, just watch what happens.
Your mental approach in the movie In the Line of Duty when you were the assassin.
In the Line of Fire.
In the Line of Fire. In the Line of Fire. That creeped me out.
Yeah.
That was with Clint Eastwood, am I correct?
Yeah,
when he was a Secret Service agent.
Yeah.
Man, the fake bullet in the gun, and you were, hey, he freaked me out here, Kev. I'm telling you, one of the best actors. So you know when you're a great actor, because you're not like this in real life, obviously, but you freak people out. You freak me out here, John.
And we're off to Crazy Town. Party of one for Reggie Miller. Here's a really quick rule to interviewing. No matter what, do not tell your subject that they are, quote, creeping you out. No matter the context, no matter anything. Second, this is the exact point of the interview where Malkovich begins to regret his decision. Look at his face. As Reggie called him creepy for the 12th time. That is the face of a man getting ready to fire his publicist for allowing this interview to take place. He's got that slight smile with the side-eye combo that says, this man is unhinged, he's a loon, please don't shoot me, crazy pants. Now guys, I don't know how to tell you this. It gets worse. Malkovich at this point is a prisoner to obsessed fan Reggie Miller. And Miller is about to hop on a one-way train to the Chris Farley show.
So we are in Vegas, and obviously this is a gambling town. Rounders with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Pay the man his money.
Sure.
Oh, yes. Are you a big gambling? I mean, do you gamble?
Oh yeah, Reggie. Fantastic question, yeah. What was next? Do you remember remember that time you were in Being John Malkovich? That was awesome. Oh no. I just gave him an idea, didn't I?
For the Knicks, is that the Greek Freak's older brother?
Yes, older brother.
Yes.
And Denacombo.
Yeah. My goodness, he's up here saying Greek. Being John Malkovich is Being John Malkovich right now with us. This is unbelievable, people. This is great. Fantastic. Calling people Greek freaks. He knows his NBA.
I don't know what else to say. That went on for a really long time. Was Reggie just checking IMDb on his phone for more references to throw out? Did he ask for Malkovich's autograph before or after the interview? Does he realize the reference he made makes no sense? Now, why am I spending so much time on this random interview? Because it's one of the most bizarre things I've ever witnessed on live TV. And if Malkovich winds up getting kidnapped at some point, my first call is to Reggie. I think it's very likely that he would be the culprit in this entirely make-believe scenario. But that wasn't the only bizarre occurrence in the NBA this week. The DeAndre Jordan flip-flop saga that spawned the great emoji war was almost better. Let's take this from the very, very top. DeAndre Jordan had a verbal agreement with the Dallas Mavericks to sign with them as a free agent. But due to the NBA's free agency moratorium period, he wasn't allowed to sign for a week. And at some point during this week, he started having doubts about leaving the Los Angeles Lakers. That takes us to the hilarity. It began with a report about Clippers head coach Doc Rivers going to Houston to meet with Jordan. This sparked off the emoji war. Chandler Parsons weighed in with a plain translation. He's flying to Houston to tweet Jordan. JJ Redick, well, he tweeted out a car. And since he lives in Austin, it appears he's going to drive to Jordan's house. Blake Griffin chimed in, implicating he'll be arriving in a Blackhawk. And then Chris Paul attempted to win the war with a slick reference to a banana boat. Only he wasn't prepared for Paul Pierce being too old for emojis and tweeting out a JPEG of a rocket ship. Apparently he's going to take Jordan to space. Pierce won the war and eventually the battle, as later tweets made it sound like the Clippers were holed up in Jordan's house, holding him hostage until the midnight deadline where he could sign with the Clippers. So, Jordan is not a Mav, and the Mavs are left scrambling to find a replacement. This whole situation was strange and could have easily been avoided. Just get rid of the moratorium. The minute free agency opens, free agents should be allowed to sign. There's no reason to allow them to talk a week before they're even allowed to sign the papers. Sure, some deals will take a week. Just like some people take longer deciding everyday things like, what should I eat, or should I do my chores now or later? But other people will be ready to make their decision right away. Allowing the ability to do either or eliminates this situation and future situations. The NBA, they can call me. I can give them that whole thing written down. Now don't go away, because after the break we'll take a look at an amazing and ridiculous Dunkin' Donuts commercial featuring David Ortiz and Rob Gronkowski.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC. Now get nearly 10,000 total value on specially equipped Sierra SLE models in stock the longest.
Jadin Cabinets is Omaha's largest in-stock, ready-to-assemble cabinet store. Select your style of cabinets and take them home today for less. Check out our selection at 87th and L in the Premier Countertop Showroom and at jadencabinets.com.
Awards matter, especially when it comes to customer service, and even more when it concerns a purchase as significant as a car. Nissan of Omaha earned Nissan's Award of Excellence. It's because they demonstrated excellence through sales and customer service. People who purchased cars here rated it 10 stars after 10 stars after 10 stars. That should give you confidence if you're thinking about buying a new car. See for yourself what an award-winning experience is like at Nissan of Omaha, 174th and Dodge.
China Buffet Mongolian Grill. Voted Best of Omaha 12 years in a row. Taste the difference.
Plaza Buick in Omaha is the 6th-state region volume leader. Would so many buyers choose Plaza if they could do better elsewhere? Again this month, Plaza's discount pricing makes your visit a very happy one. Save up to $7,000 on all new 2015 Buick Leather and Premium Group Enclaves. Or lease a new Buick Encore for as little as $199 a month, 0 down. July means summer. Be there for all the fun in a beautiful new vehicle from Plaza Buick GMC.
It's Baja style at Hector's. Stop in and try one of our succulent new menu items made only with the freshest ingredients. Introducing our new blackened salmon tacos, just the right tantalizing for your taste buds. Or our new lettuce tacos, bursting with ground turkey and pork, wrapped in fresh, crispy lettuce. And don't forget our marvelous margaritas, blended or on the rocks. 15 flavors to choose from. For the freshest Baja-style Mexican cuisine, there's only one place to go, Hector's.
More of your neighbors are making the switch to the Weather Alert team on KMTV. With over 50 years of forecasting Omaha weather, make the switch to the best weather team. Jim Flowers and the Weather Alert team. There's no safer place in a storm.
Before we flip the script to a little entertainment news, let's talk about the Omaha Storm Chasers. At the break, they're sitting in second place, but they'll need a huge second half if they hope to pull into first. They split their doubleheader with Iowa yesterday, but the big news is that they'll be hosting the AAA All-Star Game this week. 3 Chasers will be on the roster. Chesler Cuthbert was a late add, and he'll play in the field. John Lamb and Louis Coleman made the PCL rosters as pitchers. The game will take place on Wednesday. It should be a whole lot of fun. The Kansas City Royals played a fascinating game this afternoon against Toronto. They managed to blow a 7-0 lead thanks to 7 unearned runs in 1 inning. Then they pulled back in front before allowing the Jays to come back again and tie it. Finally, former Storm Chaser Paulo Orlando came through with a clutch 8th-inning homer to give them the win. It's a nice way to end a brilliant first half of baseball for the Royals, who head into the All-Star break with a 4.5-game lead in the AL Central. Now it's time to shift into a little entertainment news. And we'll kick things off with a sports and entertainment collabo. David Ortiz and Rob Gronkowski released not only the best music video in history, and not only the new jam for the summer, but also the best commercial in recorded history. They absolutely slayed this Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Let's do this.
Do what?
Grab a cup and turn it up. 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 I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling alright.
'Cause I got my Dunkin' Ice coffee.
I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I got my Dunkin' Ice coffee. Grab a cup and turn it up. Grab a cup and turn it up. Grab a cup and turn it up. I hope we don't run out of cups yet. Grab a cup and turn it up. Grab a cup and turn it up. Grab a cup and turn it up.
We never run out of cups, no.
I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling alright.
'Cause I got my Dunkin' Ice coffee.
I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling alright.
'Cause I got my Dunkin' Ice coffee.
Auto-tune Ortiz for the win. The new Superman vs. Batman trailer was released this weekend, and honestly, if you're not excited for this, then you're watching the wrong show. The newest trailer gives us our first real look at Batfleck, and I can already tell he's going to be much better Batman than Christopher Bale. Plus, we get a good look at hipster Lex Luthor, and Wonder Woman even makes an appearance. We can all take a deep breath and relax. It appears this movie is on track to live up to the hype. The new Terminator movie was recently released, and it completely bombed at the box office, which is absolutely no surprise. Not even the Mother of Dragons could save the train from not only wrecking, but likely destroying the entire franchise and any hopes for a sequel in the process. I'm absolutely fine with that. We don't need any more Terminators. T2 was a classic, a top 10 movie of all time, and should have been the natural ending point. The last 3 movies in this franchise have all been beyond awful. That wraps up our entertainment news. We'll have more after the break.